What tip would get us to how about this? If someone gets us to the 150 right now, I'll go to the wide angle cam and I'll show you my feet. I'll stretch out my legs. There you go. Odds, right? But you guys are the ones who experience. You're the ones who have swam with the fish. You swam with the mod fish for a long time, and you know what's good and what's not. Me, I'm just putting my toe in. Just putting my little tippy toe in like that.
Ooh. He's a foot streamer. Like, who else would do something this weird? And like, now he's making the streams all about his feet. Why are you lifting your foot up?
Show you my feet? Sure. Drop that $50 right now to hit the goal, and then I'll show you my feet. How about that?
Is this against TOS? Like some OnlyFans weirdo shit. Like, what the
There you go. $50.
This guy ain't normal. There's something wrong here.
And now I'd spent the entirety, well, over 2.5 hours on my day off trying to figure it out, only to no avail. Yesterday was a wild day. We'll talk about it because there was new tech that was purchased, set up. And as of now, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk from any angle because...
What the f***? Hey, yo. Nah, there's no way this is a grown man. He ain't even got socks on. Bro, he's curling his bare-ass toes on stream.
Now, I have a 2-camera setup in the studio where you can actually see what it looks like to be on the show. Imagine if you were in this office or studio live with me right now. Imagine if at any whim I could just all of a sudden cut back over here and have another scene.
Certified weirdo, bro.
So we'll talk about this. All right? And obviously we'll talk about the schedule and everything for the week. We need to figure out a few things, but I am excited. I hope that you guys are too. Super ultra professional. First of all, new camera. The camera I'm using right now is brand spanking new. This is the Insta.
Bro, I can't. DSP is a foot streamer. That's got to be intentional. There's no way someone just shows their bare ass feet on stream and doesn't give a fuck, you know? Wild.
Really good with this camera. Much better than the one we were trying to use yesterday, which actually was this camera.
He panned back over to it. Why are you panning back over? Dude, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad.
This camera has autofocus, but it's not that good from almost up close. Like, it won't really focus properly.
Yo, I can't.
This camera actually works well as a across the room camera.
How
we're going to be able to...
How are you 42 years old and not embarrassed? And you're sitting like that? Who sits like that? What is that?
Use this shot for certain things, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, because we'll probably brainstorm what are some things we can actually use this across the room shot.
Look at his chair too. Look at that chair, bro. He's got an office chair with no wheels. So, yo, DSP has the opposite setup of a normal human being where your chair can pull out from a desk. He's got desks that pull out from his chair.
But anyway, yeah, good stuff. And it took a while, but we got it up and running. And I hope that you guys are excited for the future with all the new things that we can do with all the new tech in the studio, right?
Oh, yeah, new tech, dude. He's a fucking foot streamer now.
That's actually exactly right. If that's the case and we hit those goals, that means that Wednesday we will have DSP Tries It right after the first gameplay stream, okay? And that's perfect because my wife is working for several days this week, and it would be great to do it on a day when she's working. She comes home, she doesn't have to cook. We could just have the food be delivered, okay?
Let me get this straight. 42-year-old man never leaves the house where he works from, wearing sweatpants, no socks, some Dollar Tree ass fucking button-up shirt, and he's talking about his wife making dinner.
So, if you want to see DSP Tries It Chick-fil-A for the first time ever, if you want to support the streams and the content, the ongoing improvements that I'm working on constantly to make this a better show, then please, by all means, support the stream.
Absolutely making it a worse show. First of all, DSP's content now consists of money, trolls, tech issues, and RBGs. That's like 95% of his stream. The other 5% is actual gameplay and talking about games and interest in games. Those 3 things consume this guy's stream now.
Okay? Whatever it might be, whether it be super chats, super stickers, memberships on the YouTube side, whether it be gifted subs or becoming a sub over on the Kick side, or whether it be tips, which anyone can do through the third-party PayPal. We're currently getting a gifted membership, it's slow today. So far, I gave it 1 to nailed shut, and that's it. Jasper Kitty's here. Jasper, do you want to go on camera? Jasper Kitty, there he is.
Something I just noticed too. You know, a lot of people talk about gin and DSP drinking on stream, right? Let me ask you something. I see a mug on his desk and a water bottle, right? You would pour, you know, from the water bottle into the mug. But you ever notice he'll grab that shit on the floor too, pick it up and dump that into his mug too? Now, why do you get 2 drinks that you're pouring into that mug? What's in that mug on the floor, Phil? This mug right here. He's got a mug right here. He's got another mug, and then he's got a water bottle. What's up, Phil? What's going on here? You gotta come clean, brother.
This is what Jasper does. He walks around the office. He rubs his face on my foot, as you just saw.
This dude looks like Daniel Larson. He looks like an older Daniel Larson, maybe a little different nose, but look at this.
And I pet him during the show, just like this, as he comes by. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Yeah, I pet him when he comes by. And then sometimes he jumps up on me. Sometimes he jumps on the chair, depending on what he wants to do. But this is where he hangs out. He hangs out around here, and then usually he lays on the floor and he
Bro, something ain't right here.
naps during the show. Right now, he's sniffing about. I wonder if he's going to jump up on the chair now, or if he's just going
That chair he's sitting on pisses me off too, bro. What is that? He's like in a recliner gaming chair. What the f? I didn't even know they made anything like that.
to look around. So this is the Jasper cam. You can finally get to see Jasper Kitty in the native environment. Well, he's right behind me right now, so you can't see him. He's blocked by the chair. Here he comes. Jasper, no one's ever really seen you in the native environment. No one's seen you like walk around and hang out in the office, so no one really knows what it looks like. You want to show them?
But nobody's seen it from this. Nobody cares, bro. The only person that cares is you. You think this is so innovative to have a different camera angle on you. That looks awful, by the way. And he's not even using this camera angle where he's going to be looking straight at it to play games. He's using it as like a switch over camera. So he's still going to be sitting there in his like wheelchair angle type deal, you know? He's still going to sit there to the side with his arms out like this, all awkward as f. Can you switch it back?
Chair, you have 2 angles of Jasper on the chair if he jumps on the chair this morning. I'm looking at the wrong camera again. We'll have 2 angles of Jasper on the chair if he jumps on the chair, so we'll see what he does. Keep our eyes on him. Anyway, so thank you, Perry. Looks like YouTube is slow to gift those this morning, but it's slowly doing it, so you'll see pop-ups as they come in. And then also, oh, there he goes.
How can you call this a professional setup? You've got 2 TV dinner table trays as your setup. Why wouldn't you just buy an L-shaped desk and get a chair that you actually has wheels and you can pull out from it? That would be the normal thing to do, right? So let's continue.
Now you get to see him from 2 perspectives. So there he is there, and then he is here. Pretty cool. First time ever you get to see him do that. That's neat. Now he's...
It's quite ironic too, the guy who, if you look at Phil's videos like 4 or 5 years ago, he would just be sitting on a couch with like a poster or 2 in the background, maybe like a sound foam, which by the way is crooked. This shit's crooked. But now you look at his setup and the guy's absolutely obsessed with RGBs. Look at this setup. He's got RGBs on the floor. He's got an RGB light. He's got RGB keyboards. He's got RGB Pac-Man figures behind him, especially at a time where RGBs are phasing out. Like people are using them less and less, and they're moving to different style atmospheres and backgrounds and things like that. But continue.
Crawling all over me. Look. I give him pets. Jasper's the real star. That's right. That's right. Here he goes. Climbing all over my setup. This is what he does every day.
I feel like for watching this. I'm not even lying. Like, I feel dumber sitting here, like, just having him explain all this to me.
Can I use my positive Jasper voice when talking to you? Absolutely not. I refuse. It's only reserved for Jasper Kitty. A super professional studio now. I have, like, double camera angles and stuff. This is wild. Whoever thought I would have that, right?
Super professional. Dude, you've got blankets covering wire racks behind you. It's not professional.
You want even more webcams? People want even more. All right, I'm going to get 7 or 8 webcams. We cut between all these scenes. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll get a drone. I'll get a drone that can fly around the office, just buzz around, and get different camera angles during the course of the day. How about that? Just wash your... Excuse me. Tickle in my throat.
So, he bought a microphone and used the USB cable so that he could mute himself when he's got to snort and cough and stuff, but he doesn't even use it. Okay.
Just watch your camera stream. Why don't you clip your camera on the corner of your monitor on your desk? I thought that's what a usual view. I thought that's what the usual view that gamers do in streaming, and you could use AI.
He's going to try to make this guy look stupid, watch. It's a pretty normal thing, considering his setup is so jank and messed up.
I don't have a monitor on a desk. Did you see my setup? You want to see it again?
No.
Do you see a monitor on a desk? My gaming TV is where the camera is right now. My camera is right behind the gaming TV. Okay? There's no monitor here. It's a TV.
I also love how we got all this wireless shit like keyboards and stuff just to still have like a wired stream deck and all this stuff. Like, he's got his microphone going across the room. Clearly, you've got the microphone cable coming down, going across the room. All these other wires hanging out. I mean, I'm running out of things to say about this guy.
Over there. This is my webcam. This is my laptop. The laptop right here, you can see it, right? The laptop is where I'm monitoring chat and contributions from you guys. If I put the webcam there, it's exactly the same as the webcam being here. It would look almost the same as it being right here. It wouldn't fix the issue of when I'm gaming and facing this way. The camera would still be the same exact angle. Do you see? So if that's what you meant, that's not going to work. Now,
because your setup is horrible. It's horribly set up. Like, the logistics of your room and the way that you've got everything set up doesn't make any sense as a professional streamer.
some people have said, well, why don't you put a camera on like a mic arm or something like that? Like why don't you get another boom mic arm like this and put a webcam on it? Well, I do have a bendy arm that would attach actually to this table. It wouldn't work on this table because this table doesn't have a flat edge. Over here, this is the door. I can't put anything there. I can't get in and out of the room. This is already the microphone, and there you go. There's really no
What I don't understand is he's got this whole office to work with. And he's got this setup right in front of his door to leave with a bunch of tables you wheel around.
Sadly, no better setup here that's possible right now, you know? Some people have said get a gaming monitor and stuff. Well, that means I don't use my TV at all. So now my TV is worthless, and I would have to get a different setup because this desk wouldn't be big enough. I'd have to get a bigger gaming desk and put it here and put a monitor right in front of me and put the webcam on the monitor. And, you know, you're talking of just redesigning the whole setup from the ground up, which
yes.
I don't see the point.
How do you not see the point? Do you see yourself right now? You've got a webcam across the room. You're a foot streamer now because of it.
Fine as it is. You know, it really, I'm looking at the wrong camera again. It's fine as it is. It's just, you know, we have to go with this camera when it goes for gaming. And I mean, to be quite frank, do you think this looks so bad?
His chat.
It looks good to me. I mean, yeah, when I'm gaming, I'm facing this way. Like today I'll be playing Dark Souls with the gamepad like this. Is this horrible? I think people are...
I could be wrong, but I thought he got the other webcam so that he didn't have this angle playing games anymore. I thought that's why the other one, so it would be a head-on angle, but shit. Fuck me, I'm wrong, I guess.
Just picky. People are so used to seeing things only done in one particular way, right? For example.
No, because it's aesthetics. Like, some things are easy to look at and they make sense.
Most streamers, content creators I just sit at a cramped gaming desk and my webcam is attached to my monitor. And so the AI tool is better because, you know, yeah, but they're sitting at a cramped fucking gaming desk with monitors up in their fucking faces. It's a stupid setup.
Believe it or not, that's how a lot of PC gamers like to play. And it's not cramped, believe me. My desk is not cramped here at all. But I can tell you, people like the monitors in their face, not across the room. You know, we like to be able to look at what we're playing and not squint. You know, for somebody who goes like this to ban and chat, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense where you got fucking monitors across the room, Phil. It makes more sense to have things around you so you look like a professional streamer and you can look over here and look at chat and not go, I don't understand what your logic is.
Tonight, I have open air setup. It's comfortable in here. Take a look at this. You understand how comfortable it is in here? Look at all the space I have because I'm not cramped at a fucking desk with two monitors in my face that I'm squinting at right in front.
Oh my God.
You know, I got room to move. It's aerated. The floor is clean. It's comfy. I got a nice comfy chair. This is a great setup. This is very similar to how I explained back in the day how people should game. When you're going to game, it's supposed to be a relaxing, fun experience. You're supposed to be trying to unwind and have a good time. It's not, oh, it's time to game. Let me now get into the most uncomfortable position possible, cramped in front of a gaming desk with 2 monitors in my face, with cameras and lights blaring in my fucking face. And I'm like, what? No, you're supposed to come home and plop down on your couch and boot up a game and have a good time. That was the whole point of gaming. People lost their way, boot up a game and have a good time. That was the whole point of gaming. People lost their way when they became content creators. Oh, it's not about fun anymore.
Whoa, really? Says the guy who spends all his shit on RGBs and fancy upgrades and has zero content anymore, right? The guy who focuses more on, guys, look at this new setup. The guy who decides not to play a game and set up a webcam for 2 hours instead, right? You know, who's lost their way, Phil? I think people have monitors in their face because they like to be more immersed, right? I mean, I have 2 monitors right here. I got one for YouTube and one for gaming, you know? Like, I like to be immersed in the gaming, but sometimes I want to watch something. But you could say the same thing about stream chat. You're immersed in the game and you have your stream chat right here so you can always look over. It's not that hard to figure out.
More, it's about, oh, I gotta sit here and have this professional fucking setup with it. No, it's ridiculous.
But that's what you're going for. My setup is so professional. Look in the mirror, dude. That's what you're going for, and you're shitting on people for having a professional looking setup.
So this is a hybrid. It's basically very comfy. I get a lot of nice air, right? I get nice room. See, I'm not cramped. See how all the space I have here as I'm doing this?
Being cramped is such a horrible excuse for a guy who traps himself in a corner with TV dinner desks.
And I don't have to sacrifice my comfort to have a webcam in my face. It's better this way. It really, I just don't get it. I really don't. It just drives me nuts that people think that if you're...
How can you truly say something's better when you've never seen or done it the other way, right? He's never had monitors and he's never had a nice setup, an immersive setup with a nice big, 32, 35, whatever inch monitor in his face, a curved monitor, whatever it is. But he wants to play with a TV across the room. Okay.
You're not doing it exactly like how every single content creator does. You're doing it wrong. Like, that's completely false. So are you guys saying the wide angle shot, the camera is auto adjusting constantly? Okay. If you want, we can actually look into that. I could turn off the auto focus on it.
Again, who has lost their way?
Let's do that. Let's go to the 2C and I will turn off the auto. So what I need to do now, because it's on manual focus, I need to set it to a focus that looks good, but I don't know what that's going to be because it's going to be completely manual. Right now it's set to like 100%.
You gotta have some like common sense in your mind to think like, what weirdo wants to see your lower half and your feet curling, and like it's just weird. It's so weird to think this is normal, right?
Distance focus. How does this look right now?
Awful.
Does this look good? Because I could change it, but it's probably gonna make it look blurry, I would assume, because I think this focus is more for up close. Let's see. Oh, yeah, see that?
You know, the funny thing is the more equipment he's getting and the more things he's doing, the worse it's looking, the worse it's functioning. Like, things just get worse for him the more he's doing.
So I've got to go as wide as possible, basically. Actually, that's better right there, isn't it? That's sharper. I'm looking right now. That's sharper, right? Right there?
AJ Dandy in the comments at the bottom right, he goes, "What's that steel tumbler on the ground?" Oh, I love it. I wonder what it is.
Right there. That's good. That's crisp. Yo, that's crispy. That's a crispy, sharp angle right there. And then it never has to change because I'm always going to be sitting here from this angle. There you go. Very nice. All right, cool. That's good to go. We don't need that. Now we don't have to worry about the autofocus screwing up the angle anymore. Beautiful. All right, cool. Ha ha ha.
Thank God that's over.
Making progress live. Very nice, right? I need some king slippers. See, I don't know, like, for me, when I'm just sitting around on my couch or here in the office, I don't like wearing socks or slippers. I don't know why. I do wear slippers in the house. My slippers are right outside the door. I leave them in the hallway. But I
Yeah, but you should do it for your audience's sake, you weirdo.
don't like wearing them when I'm in here. You know what it is? I just don't want smelly feet. If you are wearing socks or you're wearing slippers constantly, your feet stink, you know? So I don't like...
Dude, you're walking around in dirt barefoot. Your fucking dirty ass carpet and stuff, and wearing socks that you change after the end of the day is dirty? What?
I don't like sweaty feet. This way my feet don't sweat.
My feet never
All right,
sweat.
so anyway, that was an anonymous $2 tipper. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Looks like a bunch of tips are coming in now.
I just happened to pause it. Look at that face. Oh my God.
Size of the room. It's kind of cramped though. Like, for example, when Kat and I were sitting here trying to do the co-op stuff, It was very cramped.
Gee, I wonder why. And no, I'm not making a joke about that or anything, but like, look where your setup is. You're right next to the door. People have seen you setting up your new PCs and stuff. You have space to move your setup not in front of the door to get into your room.
Like, we couldn't even move. Like, they're kind of like, you know, if
I'll
one
be right
person's
back.
going to get up, the other person has to kind of get out of the way. You know, there's not a ton of room here. So, but it's nice. I still like it. You know, now that I've redesigned the office, I call it office, really a studio now. It really is a studio. Now that I've redesigned the studio, it's much better. The cable management, as you saw on the floor here, look. Do you see many or any cables? There's only a few, you know, the minimal. I used to be surrounded by cables, and now they're all managed properly. So it really is a much better now. Okay, so thank you for that.
He thinks it's much better. It still makes no sense to have all your cables running across the room, but okay.
You know, that's kind of what happened. Now, things are so different because you guys are supporting me so well that I can constantly do these big upgrades. I could do alternate shots across the freaking room that look great now. I could do all this improvements because of you.
Improvements is subjective, to be honest. You might as well just be sitting back on the couch. Look like you're in a child's toyland now.
And I really appreciate that. Big Boss did a second super chat. $2. He says, add socks to your setup, Phil. I have socks, but again, what I'm saying is, it doesn't feel comfortable to me to be wearing socks unless I'm going to go outside. Like, if I'm going to go outside, you know, I'm going to wear shoes.
He just shoots down everybody's suggestions. This guy's telling you to put socks on because he didn't want to see your bare feet, right? But here's another reason why Phil can't put socks on.
Then I put on socks. I don't really like wearing socks in the house. I mean, maybe I could change that. Maybe I could get used to them again. When I was a kid, I wore socks all the time, but I just don't really enjoy wearing socks indoors.
I think that's so bizarre.
I prefer having feet, you know, unless I'm walking, if I'm going to walk around the house, I put on slippers.
That's even weirder. Just wear socks.
No, fighting game community players don't have that issue because they're not me. No one in the FGC has an insane group of stalker losers on the internet who want to ruin their lives and harass them constantly. Don't you get it? Do you think Justin Wong has a giant group of haters who literally try to find every piece of information about his life and post it on the internet and slander him constantly and get all his information and have people fucking calling his phones and posting up his address and registering him for everything under the planet and constantly trying to get his internet turned off and get his fucking power turned off? No.
Justin Wong doesn't overshare all this shit on stream. You know, Justin Wong's not here saying, well, my wife cooks all the time. My wife schedules my haircuts. Like, Justin Wong is a grown man. He's not a man baby. I think there's a big difference. And also, from my understanding, is you shared your own address way back when you moved. So, yeah, there's that. I think a lot of things are your own doing, and you just can't take responsibility for them. I think you have a large following of people that don't like you because of your actions. It's my opinion.
Justin Wong doesn't have that. I do. So I have to live in reality for me, and reality for me is different from everyone else.
Exactly.
So I can't do the same thing.
Reality for Phil is different than everybody else. It's 100% correct. That's the first correct thing he said all day.
Things everyone else does. You know, why do you think in the over decade that I've had Patreon, I have not once done a private thing on Patreon at all? Because I can't. My trolls, day one when I started using Patreon, my troll said, we'll just join your Patreon, take your private content, and just legally rip it and put it all over the internet, therefore making your Patreon completely worthless. That's what they told me they would do. Camera not working anymore because Windows bricked it with a Windows update, okay, which was really annoying, admittedly. About Jasper.
So he went and bought another camera instead of rolling back a Windows update that would have had literally no effect on his computer. Okay.
For Kitty's back in here, by the way. And so...
And why keep switching to this camera angle with your bare feet out? You're getting trolled by your chats and you're still sitting here with your toes wiggling.
I was very annoyed by that, and I vented about it on the show. And then we played I almost said Dark Souls. Then we played Black Ops 6. And the good news is Legos. Remember I said we could do Lego nights? And I have a Lego set that I bought that we just haven't gotten around to yet. So we could have a Lego night where we hang out and I sit here and I build the Legos here. And then I could go up here and show you up close up. And then I could go back. We cut between the two. And I think
you're going to sit there and build Legos with cameras that are across the room where people can't see what's going on. And then hold it up with your other camera to show people the progress you're making. Philip is running out of content.
That would work well. Okay. So it's not like there's no use for it. It's just the use is going to be different than what was originally planned. I think this is going to be nice. Also, let's be honest. If I do something awesome in a game, I beat a tough boss, I can dance. I do a victory dance, right? I get excited. I can jump up. I finally did it. I finally did it. You see? So it's pretty cool.
What do I say to that? He's a man-child?
I do like having a studio like this where now we have multiple angles and options and things. It's pretty neat, honestly. So I'm down for Marvel Rivals, but I need you guys to show up for it. Because last time that I played it, all right, attendance was actually not that good at all. And engagement was terrible. No one was talking about the game besides maybe 2 different.
So who in your audience is convincing you to play it? What kind of tip did you get that's getting you to play the game again if nobody supports it, nobody's interested? It's in your top 20 most disappointing playthroughs of 2024. Where is this logic coming from that you're going to go back to?
Going to play games where people are going to say it's boring, not show up, and not support. So tonight is the big test. If people show up and engage in support, I'm all for it. By the way, I'll be playing on keyboard and mouse and with headphones that have surround sound. I'm going to use my headphones, just like I did with Call of Duty, to hear surround sound and get the best actual experience, hopefully playing well. All right?
All things that once again benefit you and have no impact on your audience. And really, when they're watching the stream, no one's even going to think about that, right? But yeah, let's play this game again. Okay.
Right? So I hope you'll show up. But if no one shows up, no one engages, and there's no support, there's only one thing that I have to say. You know, we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll do something. Baldic says, I hate the new angle. Looks like you're actually working. So wait, so from this angle, I look like a bum. I just look like a rube. I'm just sitting here and I'm fucking around. But from this angle, now I look super professional because I'm surrounded by equipment in a room with multiple cameras, lighting and angles, and it looks like
with my bare feet out,
I got something going, right? In fact, check this out. You ready for this? Not only do I have this set up for the podcast, you ready? Want to see what I did? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for DSP News right here from the DSP News Desk, Renton, Washington. Lovely day, and let's talk about what's going on. President Trump has been inaugurated. Elon Musk got completely naked on a stage and started doing the monkey dance, and everyone was like, what the fuck is going on?
Where do I start? His professional setup, right? He's got a boom arm right in his face. Right in his face.
Because he's a weirdo. So there you go. He always wants so much attention. Jasper Kitty always wants attention.
I call him Triple P is going to have a field day with this tomorrow.
Cypress says a midlife improvement is the better term. Well, there you go. I'm in the middle of my life, but I finally got a level of success where I can improve things. I think that's a positive, is it not?
So successful.
Please put my feet away. This is how I normally stream. Is it really that bothering to everyone? Here's the truth. If you guys are bothered by it and you want me to wear socks, I got to buy more socks because I don't have enough socks. I really don't. I don't have enough socks to stream with socks on all day. I don't. I don't have enough pairs of socks. I'm going to have to buy new socks.
This guy doesn't own socks? You know, when you buy socks, they typically come in packs of 3, 6, 12. He doesn't own a pair of socks? Is it because he never leaves his house that he just doesn't have socks? What is this? This makes 0 sense.
Barefoot in winter, what do you have your thermostat set at? HMS in Dreadnought, you must not have ever been inside of a room full of electronics. This room right now has 2 high-end PCs, 1, 2, 3, 4 TV/monitors, 1 lighting system there, a ton of RGB lights behind me, a screen right here, a lamp right here, you know, laptops, keyboard. There's so
many excuses is what he meant to say, because the only thing that's actually giving off heat in that room is probably the PCs. Your monitor's not going to give off any noticeable heat. RGBs don't give off any heat. That little shitty screen you got behind you is not going to give off any heat. Is excuse after excuse after excuse.
So many electronics running. Oh, 2 battery backups as well. There's so many electronics in this room running that the ambient temperature of the room goes up about 15 degrees. Okay? If I were to close the door and I don't have the window open, it's stuffy as hell in here. Like it's really bad, the air quality. So
Anyone who's ever been around electronics would know that pretty much everything you listed off besides the PCs aren't going to give off any heat. You know, if you got OBS running, my CPU temperature is 32 degrees right now.
That's what happens when you're in a room that's just full of electronics, okay? It's not cold in here at all. The sock goal, if we raise $450 on stream today, I will order some socks off Amazon. I'll have them delivered for tomorrow, and I'll put them on stream.
He's serious, too. His RGB lights went out, too. Like, you could probably fix that with a simple Google search. The fact that you just let it happen day after day and you'd be like, oh, just let it reconnect. These stupid RGBs, it's all their fault. But there's probably something else going on there, especially for a guy who bought a new router because he was already having wireless issues, and it clearly hasn't done anything to fix the problem.
Here, does it really bother you so much? Should I go get some socks? I'll put on some socks. If it really bothers you guys, I'm just going to have to get a bunch of socks out of the wash, and I'm going to have to...
Let me ask you, DSP, do you love watching people that are barefoot on stream? Do you watch streamers that are barefoot? Do you love watching shit on TV where people are barefoot and aren't wearing any shoes or socks? You know, isn't that a little weird to you? You just think it's a normal thing that people just want to see your bare ass feet?
Buy more, because I'm legit not going to have enough socks to last the week. I'm not even kidding. Again, I don't have an aversion to socks. I used to wear them all the time when I was a kid. Just... my feet feel more comfortable, you know, without socks on than with them on. I feel like putting them on actually makes them a little bit warmer, and I don't like really warm feet. This is very exciting stuff. Let me tell you, you guys want me to put on socks. So first, let me show you. Here's the socks. You see them? See these socks? You very excited? Here we go. Here we go. Look.
It's funny that he'll wear button-ups to kind of look nice on his streams and then stand up with sweatpants on all the time and no shoes or socks or anything.
A big stinky sock. I didn't even wash it. I don't wash my socks. I take them off, I put them back in the drawer, and then I put them on at a later date. I've never worn these before. I
kind of believe it, because who would say something like that? Why would you even say that?
Never washed these before, excuse me, okay? So here we go. Now we go Y, and I'm going to put on socks. You ready for this? You guys got to be very excited. You ready for this? Watch this.
Foot streamer.
Whoa. Whoa,
weirdo foot streamer.
buddy.
Weirdo foot streamer. He's a weirdo foot streamer.
Buddy. Socks? Whoa. Now we're breaking the fourth wall. Now we're doing it.
I just want to know how much your donated to get this camera angle on these feet. Because ain't no normal person in your chat asking to have this shit.
This is next generation content. You tell me another content creator that puts on socks during their podcast per the request of their viewing audience. You tell me another one, right?
All right, y'all. That's about all I could take on this one. If y'all liked it, drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Peace.